My name's Steve Caput. I'm a paramedic at Butte County EMS. I also am an educator for Dignity Health in Sacramento. I was on the ambulance the first day the fire happened, and we were basically catching people about halfway to 3/4 of the way down the hill. Everybody was fleeing, so lots of cars half burned, people with hair burned, lots of smoke inhalation injuries and things like that. It was pretty much chaotic the entire first day. It was nothing but just grabbing people and taking them to the hospital. Enlo was staffed to max capacity. Pretty much everyone I've ever seen working there at one time was there. And that was the entire first and pretty much second day. So immediately after that, people began hitting all the shelters. The neighborhood church filled up. East Avenue Church is another one, which is where I am now, and it's the shelter I've been working at pretty much since day 2. I noticed on the ambulance the second day, we were coming here constantly for 911 calls. People were sick, they had inhalation injuries, they were out of their medications, just anything you could possibly imagine in terms of acute care. And after I got off shift on the ambulance, I stopped in to see if I could help, and like any sort of survival type situation, there was a ragtag group of staff that were like a lot from Feather River who'd lost their own homes and were just here to help and do anything they could while they figured it out, and we all banded together and we made it work. So hundreds of people were pouring in, the entire gymnasium filled up, and this was like day 2, day 3, and immediately it was just sick people, flu outbreak, respiratory issues, and the first few days we had no equipment, no help, no state funding, no federal funding, nothing had happened yet. So we were just grabbing any equipment we could use from anybody who was donating, and we were building shelves, putting medicine together, and just treating people on scene the best we could. We were just IVs and IV fluids and antiemetics, things like Zofran, so people would stop puking, just trying to keep people's fluids in. And we had no isolation areas, we had nothing, so we were just building tarps and laying people where we could. A lot of people were sleeping on floors, on folding chairs, cots, on anything they could find. And so as the donations came in, we completely shifted focus to more long-term care and getting people a place to sleep, and then getting them over to Sears where they could talk to FEMA and get their insurance for the things they lost. And as things shifted, like the mission focus shifted, so instead of handing out IVs and fluids all the time, it was now like isolating the people in tents that needed to be separated and getting families together and getting people the resources they needed. And the staff here is just the most amazing group of people I've ever met. It's completely grassroots. We're not a Red Cross shelter here. It's being run by people who've lost absolutely everything. They have nothing left themselves, and they're still here working 12, 16-hour days to give back to the community. And if you go in there and you talk to any of these people there, they've lost everything. A lot of the people in the shelter here, and so a little bit we can do is we can give back to them and how we give back. So whether that's medical care, which is what a lot of what I do here, anything acute related, because I'm a part of the Butte County EMS system and I know how the system works here. So I know when someone needs to go to the hospital, I know when they can be treated on scene. I know the numbers to call and who to talk to make sure that it's emergent or non-emergent. And then the long-term care, I mean, the nurses here have been doing an amazing job on that. Everything from bandage changing to making sure people get their insulin. We have telecare where we can talk to doctors across the country and we can get prescriptions filled. We have all sorts of diabetic care. We have breathing treatments. We have a BiPAP machine for somebody who needs it. We have pain patches. Anything short of like narcotics or anything that's going to be some sort of Schedule 1 or Schedule 2 drug. And so we're just really keeping people focused, and we're helping the Enlo system really not get inundated, because Feather River completely shut down. I mean, part of the hospital burned up, and all those patients went to Enlo or Orville, and Enlo just does not have the space for the amount of people that have been evacuated. So we're really doing our best to treat on scene and do everything we can medically there, while also focusing on everything from therapy to massage therapists to acupuncture to the food here is actually really good. Thanksgiving was great here, everything else. So this has been a really good process of everyone getting the things they need. And now it's more of a logistical nightmare, and that's what we're working on. Everything from the parking lots flooding and mud and cars getting stuck to getting people rides that are in wheelchairs and things like that. So the focus keeps shifting. The crew here has been adapting extremely well to make sure everything works, and it's one of those things where no one here is earning a paycheck. No one here is making money off this. Everyone's here because they want to be here. There's no overhead cost. This isn't like, 10% of money goes to administration. There's nothing that here. Everyone is here because they want to be, and it's just amazing to see everyone come together and do that. And so we have people working here 7 days a week. I think I've maybe missed a total of 1 day here because I was working on the ambulance. Other than that, I've been here every single day, and I see the same people showing up every single day, doing handovers for all the people that are coming up from all over the country to help out as well. And it's just been a really, really well put together system. And we've had the military's here, National Guard has set up tons of tents, and they're coming through and they're like, wow, this is a great run shelter, and it's completely grassroots run, so it's right from the bottom up. Unfortunately, we did have some issues with some local population that is always there when these things happen, and there was some issues with some drugs and some theft. We cleared that up. We had our own biker gang, or excuse me, biker club as security here, and they did a fantastic job keeping everyone safe, walking into their cars as needed, because Chico PD was also completely overwhelmed with the amount of people here. So this has been a completely community-run organization, and it's East Avenue Church is just fantastic. Pastor Ron has walked the walk as far as the mandate goes for the church here, and everyone underneath him has just done a great job, and we're going to continue to work here for as many weeks as we have to stay open and make sure everyone gets placed and has something long term. We don't want to kick anyone out and leave them with nothing. So that's our goal here, is to make sure everyone gets to where they need to go and has somewhere to go. And that's what we're doing now.